Will this change her policies? Will it affect Brexit or will it affect something else?
Well, for the moment, there's a vacuum, and it's quite difficult. It's quite difficult, for the German government really to say anything, as the ministers are still there in an interim capacity. As far as Brexit is concerned, I think it's very unlikely Germany's position changes, just because all of these moderate parties, while they may have very big disagreements that have made coalition negotiations difficult, pretty much agree on Brexit. So I think, for instance, were the UK to manage to fit the criteria to get from phase 1 to phase 2 in December, the criteria remains the same and it will be OK. So that remains the call for the moment. On other things, and for instance on Eurozone reform, we're really in a holding pattern and we have to wait to know which government we have.
But, Charles, what I'm trying to understand is that if there are fresh elections, what can the Chancellor do to get a different result? Or is it just that, you know, they're the same result, but she has talks ahead of the parties to try and then form a coalition?
I think it's a bit of both. To an extent, it's difficult to expect very different results, and I think German voters, like others, will be frustrated that they have to answer the same question a second time. However, I think there has been a lot of disappointment in the behaviour of the FDP Liberals, a feeling that they've sort of overplayed their hand. And there is a swing electorate between the FDP and the CDU. So there is a scenario where Merkel gains a few points. And also, many people are worried, of course, about how well the AfD will do. I can't really see where they'll make gains. So the main pool they fished in to get voters was non-voters. And I don't think there will be more non-voters who then vote in this election.
Charles, is this all about immigration, and will the Chancellor budge on it?
Well, she has already actually come up with a compromise with her CSU sister party in Bavaria, and so she is going to the electorate with actually a slightly tougher line on migration already. And so I think that may not be as much of a weakness as it was in the September election.